Look at that magnificent sunset. Hi there, it's Peter here from Reef Knot Sailing, and guess what we've just received from the USA? Our Tides Marine track and slide system. Now, if you don't know what a Tides Marine track and slide system is, basically it's a replacement for your normal slotted mast track, which is like what we have on Reef Knot and most boats have. And so yeah, we're going to get it installed onto the boat. We'll do a bit of an installation video and then we'll test it out and do a bit of a review on it and just let you know what our thoughts are on it. So yeah, we'll get it down to the club and get it installed. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Here we are on Reef Knot and we're about to get ready to install our Tides Marine slide and track system. And so here's basically where it's going to go. So what it does is it slots up inside there, inside the mast track. And the reason why is because what it does is it replaces these little lugs here that hold the luff in against the, it replaces those, and these get replaced with a track and system, okay? So that what happens is, the problem is, you see these ones here? Well, they pop out. You can stop that from happening, but what happens is they get stuck and there's a lot of friction on them. And so to get the main halyard up is sometimes really problematic. And also, more importantly, when you want to get it down, it doesn't just slide down, it doesn't just drop down. You have to get up here and pull it. And so when you're sailing a boat like Reef Knot and we're light-handed, sometimes single-handed, really, things like that, being able to drop a sail really quickly is super important, because you know, you want to put a reef in really quickly, or you want to shake a reef out. You don't want to be mucking around too much up around the mast area as much as possible. And also, you know, you might be coming up to a pier, or you need, for whatever reason, you need to drop the sail really quickly. Then this can cause a problem. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to replace that. So what we're going to do is we are going to get the, we're going to take the sail off, I think, just to give us some room and to do this properly. All right, so we'll pull the sail off. All right, so we've got the sail off. All right, let's open her up. I must say they come very well packaged, which is good because they come from the US. And honestly, I think you'd be surprised by the cost. I certainly was. I thought it would be a lot more expensive than what it was. But obviously, if you want to get one, contact Tides Marine and ask them for a quote. But you'll be surprised. Mine was less than $2,000 supplied from the US, and I've got a what is it? Roughly about 10 meters of mast. All right, well, there she is. Okay, There's the track. There's the car system. Here's the instructions. And here are the extra cars, you know. So each one of these goes on the, replaces the luff tabs that are already on the sail. And yeah, so anyway, let's yeah, it looks a bit funny, I'm not sure, but anyway, well, I'm sure we'll work it out as we go. I think what I might do, what's this here? Here's the instructions. Oh, it's got a little pin. Sail track installation instructions. All right, well, we better have a good read of that, and then we'll come back to you. Okay, well, the first thing the instruction manual says to do is to make sure the boom is out of the way, off to the center, and if possible, remove the boom. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to follow the instructions, which is one of not my strong suits. Anyway, we'll get to that now. Okay, first thing is, now we've got the boom down, which hopefully you can see up there. We've got that lying on the deck. Move that out of the way. The first thing that you read when you read the instructions is they provide you with a test piece, which is really clever, because just want to make sure that it happens properly. So they've got this test piece here, sorry, this test, and this bag that's got stop in it, and read this, and what they do is they provide you with this piece here, which is a test piece. And the idea is that you put this in the mast, because it's the same section as the plastic mast track, and then you pull that up the top just to check that everything's going to run properly before you try and force the actual mast, the new mast track, plastic mast track up the mast. Okay, so here you go. I've got the test piece in here. I've got the handle on it, it's clear. Always look up and lift, and then I've got a retrieval one. All right, so let's pull you up like that. Let's pull her up. All right, she is up the top. Now we'll try and bring her down. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. That works perfectly. All right, we'll take all that off. Okay, back to the instruction manual. So what we've done now is we've tested, and now we've got the track here, which is here, and I've cut the first two cable ties off that hold together. The advice is do not, I'm just going to put the video down there, hopefully you can still see it. The advice is do not cut all the cable ties off, okay? Keep it rolled up a bit, and then to flatten it out. And the good thing is today it's a bit sunny. So I would suggest that if you were in cold weather, you'd either want to heat this up with a heat gun or something. So, okay, so basically I'm going to try and get this. Remember, I am on my own. No, that's the problem. All right, nah, not going to work. The reason why is, I'll just put that down. You don't want to bend any of this, right, and put any creases in it. But the problem is, You see the gooseneck here, on bracket that's mounted on the mast, that's stopping it. It's hitting there, it's getting there, it's not straight enough to get into there cleanly. So I'm gonna have to take this off. Okay, all right, we'll give that a go. Okay, I managed to get the gooseneck part that attaches to the mast off. As you can see, that was a job and a half. Those stainless steel bolts were screwed into the mast and there's just no way I could have gotten them out other than to butcher it. So anyway, hopefully we can clean all that up and put it on. So now we are going to, hopefully that gives us enough room to get the mast, the plastic track up into the mast slot. So that's important. You need to have as much space as possible. So we'll do that now. Okay, let's go. Okay, I think we'll swap over to audio, but getting out of the wind to record the voiceover here because it's too windy. But basically I got the track started. It was quite difficult to actually push the track up because it's a very snug fit, and the opening slot for it is actually not very wide, but it takes a bit of effort to push it up. Basically you got to sort of force it up. If it gets stuck, pull it down a little bit and push it back up. But what I found, and what's actually in the instruction manuals, is to grab some soapy water. So I guess mix some dishwashing liquid and water together and spray that on. I found that really helped. It didn't make it easy, but it definitely helped. So I sort of continually sprayed that on and kept persevering with it. So I just kept pushing it up and respraying, and if it got stuck, pulling it back down. It was really quite challenging to do it. Overall, it took me about 20 minutes to get it up there. It would have been great to have obviously someone helping keeping it straight. I think that's a really important thing, is to try and keep the track as straight as possible. But that's kind of difficult when you're on your own. And then yeah, keep spraying that soapy water. But yeah, it was really hard work. And the other thing, of course, is to make sure you wear a pair of gloves, or you'll end up with cut hands like I did. But I kept pushing, kept working at it, and eventually got it up the top. Okay, once it's up, there's a couple of screws at the bottom that are wrapped in blue tape. You just need to take that tape off, and then you're able to get access to those screws that have a really wide washer in them, and they're designed to be able to twist into the inside of the mast slot, holding the bottom of the track down. So you can see here what I'm pointing out is these two little screws with sort of elongated washers, and they basically enable you to push the mast track into your slot, and then you twist them with a Phillips head screwdriver that you'll be able to see, and then that locks the bottom of the plastic mast track into the bottom part of your mast. So here I decided just to push it up a little bit more to try and marry up the bottom of the plastic mast track with the cutout in my mast slot. When you order the system from Tides Marine, they'll send you a piece of paper and some measuring tools that help you measure your mast track, and it's obvious that the mast track is made specifically to your mast, but I'll explain that at the end of the video. So at this point I got the mast track up, and I kept looking to see if it was high enough. I'm also pointing out here the two screws that hold the bottom of the mast track into your mast slot. They're quite easy to use. Just sort of straighten them up, put them in line with the slot, push the track in, and then tighten the screws up, and that'll hold the bottom of the section in place. But at this point I thought, oh, let's put the drone up and have a look at how far the mast track is, just to make sure that we got it right, because the instructions say to allow at least maybe 1 to 2 inches from the top of the mast to the top of the track. So let's go and have a look at that now. So you can see with the drone up on with a zoom, I'm able to get a close-in look at how high that mast track is relative to the top of the mast slot itself. And as mentioned, the instruction manual says to leave about a 1 or 2 inch gap from the top down. And as you can see here, it's probably a little bit more than that. So I decided to get back on the boat and give it another push and push it back up. So you can sort of see that's what I'm doing here. And I was able to get the mast track about maybe an inch below the top of the mast slot. So we'll just hang on a second, you can see where that goes to. And there you go, there's the mast track installed completely up the slot. And yeah, it took a bit of work. Probably took me about 20-25 minutes to do it. But at the end of the day, because it's so snug, I think it's going to hold up really well. If there was too much movement in it, it probably wouldn't work out very well. And then we're able to fix the bottom in place and lock it in. The track comes down far enough to cover the existing opening that you will put your luff tabs into your mast slot. So that all gets covered up, ready for the sail to be reattached. Yeah, so the learnings here are plenty of soapy water, spray that on as you're pushing the track up, wear gloves, and possibly have someone else helping you to keep the track straight. But you know, I mean, it wasn't easy, but I got there, and I think with another pair of hands it would have been much easier. Okay, so I finally got that gooseneck back on, which, trust me, was no easy feat. Very, very challenging. But anyway, I got that back on, and now I'm on to the next part of the process, which is to basically replace all the old lugs, or whatever you want to call them, sliders, and then replace them with the ones supplied from our friends at Tides Marine. And there's different ones. So that's a 3-inch one, which is the biggest, and that goes on the head. And there's different ones for normal spots where the battens are, and then there's another one that's for, there's longer ones for the reefing lines. So these are made out of alloy, so what I'm going to do is have to cut them off with a grinder. I'll get them off and then fit all the ones onto the luff. What I found was that some of the straps that you attach the new stainless steel slides from Tides Marine, the straps that I was attaching them to on the sail luff were actually bigger than the slot provided, and so it made it really difficult to get a couple of those slides fitted to my sail. So I'll need to take it back to a sail maker to basically attach those to it. And what it meant for me was that I had to basically leave one off, and another one, I decided not to take the existing alloy one off and leave it, but then I'll pull the sail down and then take it to a sail maker and get them to make new straps. But my tip is to, as soon as you get the sail off, take the sail and then try and fit all the stainless steel slides that are provided in the box. Try and fit those straight away, and if any don't fit, take it to a sail maker, get it all sorted so that when you come back to put the sail on, everything's ready to go. So that will be the first thing I do as soon as I get the sail off, is fit the slides from Tides Marine to it. Then the last bit is that Tides Marine supply this little cover that goes on the bottom of the track once you've got all of the slides into the mast track, so that they can't come out, which is really handy because you can easily take that on and off and completely take the sail out of the track and reattach it quite easily. Okay, there we go. All in. Obviously the clue's not yet, but we'll get that up. Oh, sorry, the tack, we'll get the clue on. You obviously, the way you could have done that was obviously pull the sail up and feed it. But I'm short-handed, so I didn't want to pull it up. But I think what I'll do now is I'll get the clue on, and then I'll let the stern out, and we'll give it a go. Okay, I got the clue on, let the stern out so the bow came into the wind, and then started pulling it up. I had a few issues here with the jack stays, as you can see. They were always getting in trouble. There's another thing that if someone can invent a better system than jack stays, that'd be great. But yeah, you wouldn't want to sail a boat without them on a boat like this. Anyway, so here we go, pulling the sail up. As you can see, it still takes a bit of effort to get the sail up. But it kind of went up pretty well. You can see that's the spot there where I'm missing that stainless steel slide from Tides Marine that I'll need to put on. But the sail, it went up kind of well. It still needed to be winched up. I mean, it's kind of a decent amount of sail, so you couldn't pull it up by hand. But the great thing is that none of the slides obviously came out, because they can't now. And so apart from the jackstays, the sail sort of went up quite smoothly. So you can see here I sort of got it up, and then I'll attach the tack and then grind the rest of the hat head on. So I was pretty impressed with it. I think the next step now is to get it up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the sail and have a look at how easily it comes down. Oh yeah, look at that. Huh? That's good. That is good. Yeah, that is why I bought it. All right, so there we go. Basically, the Tides Marine track and slide system has been installed on Reef Knot, which is great. Yeah, so what I want to do now is just basically do a wrap up and just talk about what I found in the process. Obviously, we haven't really used it that much as yet, and we really hope to, so I'll talk about that in some of our sailing videos. But you can see that you know, by the video where I'm pulling the main up and dropping it, it's much easier than my original system. That's a normal slot system, that mast track that comes, you know, on most boats. It doesn't, the luff tabs don't come out, and also they don't get stuck, whereas mine constantly got stuck. I'm also looking forward to trialing it when I'm reefing, if I'm sailing downwind. Which often you have to do, and in a lot of boats, you know, you've kind of got to ease the pressure off the mainsail, which sometimes means coming about into the breeze. And if you can avoid that, especially when you're single-handed or light-handed sailing, being able to do that is really good. So it'll be interesting to see how well it performs in that scenario. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is, hopefully you can see here on my computer, is the ordering process. This is a, you know, it's a different product in that what you need to do is you need, if you want to buy one, you need to contact Tides Marine, and you just go to their website, just Google Tides Marine, they'll come up. You need to, what they'll do is they'll send you a little pack, and unfortunately I didn't keep it, which is really not great. But anyway, if you can see here on my computer screen, you can see that you can get these little, I'll just zoom in on this. You get these little wheels, and they got little tabs on them, like a little, that are designed to go up into your mast slot. And then they send you all these, and then what you do is you follow through this form and you complete all the information in here. So you can see I've completed this form, and then what you do is you send that back to them, and then they make your mast track to suit, which is really quite cool. They don't charge you for this from memory. You just basically contact them, send them an email or whatever, and then they'll send it to you. And then with this, they'll send back a quote of how much it was. And as I mentioned, I mean, ours was, I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it was like less than $1,500 Australian, right? I mean, it's really good value for what it is. Of course, you can get other systems, you know, much more substantial systems that have got cars, you know, that run all the way up, but they're very expensive compared to what this is. And so if you've got a normal boat, I can see this having a benefit on all different types of boats, especially boats like mine, again, where you're single or light-handed sailing, but even on trailer sailors, you know, or even race boats. You know, a lot of them have mast tracks on them, and they are a pain to get the sail up and down. And a lot of the new sports boats these days are actually starting, because they got big head sails, they're starting to reef those mainsails. Having a system like this to help you with that can be really beneficial. So I think a lot of different boats can utilize something like this, but we'll see how it goes. As I said, we'll try and test it obviously on the water in different conditions, and then we'll give our feedback on those as we do that. But anyway, if you've got any comments, if you've got one, why not put some comments down below so other people can see them. Let us know what you think. Please like and subscribe to our videos. You know, we love doing them, but it's really great to get the feedback of people liking it and actually subscribing to our channels, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Yeah, so with that, that's it. See you in the next video.